Here's to history, life sciences, music, art. Here's to a paperless classroom, using ICT to transform education, equipping our children with 21st century skills, no matter their background. Here's to the future of South African education. Wired for Life by the Gauteng Department of Education. Together, moving Gauteng City Region forward.
It gives you absolute goosebumps, doesn't it? Well, it's going to be launched in 7 classes today. And apart from innovation and technology, it's just back to school today. Back to the basics of getting our education system right and getting our pupils galvanized towards getting a brighter future. While there's so much more on the program still, if you've missed it, Ayanda had a chat to the Premier of Gauteng, David Makura. She talked about a lot of issues, also asked that all-important question around sustainability and how we'll be able to make sure that this project gets rolled out into other schools and across, of course, the other schools in the provinces and across the country. Let's go to our tweets very quickly, and some of you have been responding to our program this morning at Morning Live SABC. We got something from Unati Grootboom who says this tablets, and I assume he's asking if it will be given to all the students, and he was also questioning whether it's only at high schools or what. We are, of course, rolling out today at the Boy Tumalong Secondary School today, and as we know, 7 more classes will be equipped with that paperless environment. One from KB who says paperless classes are great, but we're still ranked last out of 144 countries in terms of maths and sciences. And what KB is actually referring to is the report that was released by the World Economic Forum, and that was in June of last year, where South Africa came last. It was an actual fact placed 146th out of 148 countries. So yeah, you can imagine there's lots of concern related, of course, to our maths and sciences. We do know that our maths literacy and maths has gone down this year, but we've also heard that it was to be expected with the new CAPS curriculum coming into play. There were a lot of questions around content. I'm sure Ayanda will be touching on that in her questions. Ayanda, good morning once again.
Good morning once again to you, Sam. Yes, thank you so much. Very important questions regarding the one of whether the primary schools or the high schools will be getting the tablets. We do understand of the pilot schools, the high school learners will receive the tablets because, you know, the little ones still have to learn how to write. It is quite important for them to be able to flex those muscles and be able to write and form their signature, I suppose, for when they get older. But to the primary schools that will be forming part of the pilot project will be receiving these smart boards behind us there. So they will be having an introduction to ICT as a form of conducting lessons in the classrooms. All right, now, since we are in the classroom here at the Tumalong Secondary School, I thought let me give you a little bit of trivia. So perhaps you can answer this question for me. To whom can you attribute the following quote? You cannot use 20th century teaching methods to teach the pupils in the 21st century. Do you give up? All right, no prizes for guessing. The gentleman is my next guest. He's Education MEC in Gauteng, Mr. Panyaza Lesufi. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, and are you well this morning?
I'm very well this morning, and I know I'm feeding into a lot of excitement, a lot of jubilation in the air. The learners are looking forward to it. The teachers seem to be quite excited about it as well. And you, I can imagine, are also quite thrilled. You're a great proponent of e-learning, of a paperless classroom, or the classroom of the future. Speak to us about the benefits thereof.
You know, in the next 2 hours, there will be no teacher that have to send a child outside to clean a duster. In the next 2 hours, there will be no classroom here that will use a chalkboard, where a teacher has to write on the chalkboard question 1, question 2 of a test. By the time it arrives at question 25, 15 minutes is gone. When the children have to respond to that test, the next period has to come in. The teacher does not have to erase the chalkboard and rewrite the same thing that he wrote moments ago because there is a new class. The learners here will write a test immediately and get the answers. The teacher don't have to go in the staff room, mark, come back. And so in the next 2 hours, we are proudly bearing the chalk. We are proudly bearing the chalkboard. We are proudly bearing the duster. No learner will be denied access to information purely because they are born in a wrong area. All children in this area will get access to internet. The most powerful, the internet that we have here, or the connectivity that we have, there's no single government department that has this kind of connectivity. It's broadband based on fiber. It's not even Wi-Fi. It's broadband. We had to dig to come and bring the pipes here so that every classroom, so every learner today, they've got an email address. Every lesson that the teacher provides, that lesson automatically is emailed to the learners. In the comfort of their home, they can rework the classwork that they've done and the lesson of the teacher. If they want to chat with the teacher, you don't have to wait for the following morning to see your cheater. You chat at home and the teacher can respond when you are starting to say, this is how it works. So this is revolution in education, and this is what we must give our young people so that they can be better compared to children in any other part of the world, not in South Africa only, in any other part of the world. So I'm so excited, that this is a dream that we've realized within less than 120 days.
Let's speak now about the implementation and the rollout. I understand the pilot project sees 5+2 schools switching on today. What are the deadlines and what are the targets? What are we speaking here in terms of implementation and rollout?
We are rewarding performance. We are rewarding excellence. We are rewarding commitment. So from now on, all the schools that got 100% matric pass rate that are in the township are the next that are coming on board, and they're 18. So we're going to give them this form of connectivity. And thereafter, any school that performs good, between 90% and 100%, will roll out this program in the things. As the Premier said, there are budget limitations, but I'm excited by the number of private companies that have come on board to say, count us, we are investing in you, we are going to be part of this revolution. In particular, state-owned institutions that have a mandate to connect schools. I mean, the connectivity that we're having here, we didn't pay even a single cent as government, as a Department of Education, because we've got government bodies like USASA, you've got institutions that on the basis of their license requirements, they must connect schools. You are MTN, you are Vodacom. So they've invested in this connectivity, and we've got connectivity of the highest level.
In fact, it's what I was about to ask you, the procurement process, the tender process. Has that been already established? Where are we when it comes to that? Speak to us about that.
The good thing is that this process is using government departments. As I said, we just said Department of Infrastructure, what is known as Public Works. You've got the budget. Why can't you renovate these classes? They came on board. Say, MEC will renovate all our classes. The renovation that is done is not Department of Education, it's Department of Public Works. And you can see they've changed the plans, they changed the look and feel, the classroom is looking beautiful. We went to Telkom to say, you are a state-owned institution. What can you do? So we'll track in case criminals steal your tablet. We will track it. We'll know where that tablet is, and then the police will go. So we're using technology of Telkom. So we have procured other things. I mean, check the smart board. This is the technology that is going to be first available in Africa in this school for the first time. No other person has this technology that we're using of the smart board. These are the first smart board without using your overhead projector. The teacher prepares a lesson in the staff room using the laptop that we've given them. He comes and plug in, and the lesson is here. Every teacher has a lesson plan of day 1, day 2, day 3 until the end, and all the children have those lesson plans. So children don't have to write notes. They concentrate because they've got the lessons in that tablet, And if they don't understand, you don't have to raise your hands. It's an old way. You just email, it pops here that you've missed something, and the teacher goes back because he knows this learner has missed something, and then he goes back. So we can move in a synchronized method with all the learners.
My goodness. Let's talk now about some of the other concerns that people have raised. Issues of maintenance. Who will be maintaining not only the smart board, but the laptops? Who's going to be maintaining other infrastructure, supporting infrastructure? Who's going to be training and teaching the students and the teachers to use the technology? So let's speak about maintenance, and you've spoken about security, maintenance and support.
We are maintaining as a state. As I said, there are state institutions there. There are some government sitters that are mandated to deal with these things. But we have gone for the technology that need less maintenance. For example, the tablets that we have signed an agreement with the institution that provides those tablets in terms of repairs and in terms of maintenance and in terms of theft, if they're lost, what they will provide to us. This thing, they've got a 5-year lifespan. Within the first 5 years, we don't have to pay a cent if they're broken. So we've taken the decision that will allow us. But the training is amazing. I've never thought I will see teachers in my lifetime sacrificing that December holidays to go and be trained. And I checked the attendance register. You've got 97% attendance. Learners came here because we have to train learners, we have to train educators. Learners came here 2 weeks before the official school reopening, trained, excited, 100%. So you've got parents who are saying, but we have to monitor these children. Can't you train us as well? So we're putting a manual for parents as well to say we'll train. But what we've taken a decision on is that every PIN code that a learner has, we automatically send to the parent. So that when they arrive at home, the parent can have the PIN code and check whether the learner is indeed studying. We've closed our social networks. These learners are on educational facilities, data bundles, unlimited. So they don't have to say we have no airtime. When they're at home, they've got unlimited data bundles. So they can chat with their friends in terms of schoolwork. You don't have to move from one section to go to another section with a taxi to say, my friend, I don't understand, clarify. At the comfort of your home, you chat to your fellow friend and your friend respond back to you.
Lastly, perhaps, your detractors, as amazing as what you've just said sounds, are suggesting that it's quite noble, it's an admirable quest, it is an ideal actually that we all should be striving towards. But in a province where you have 60% of schools being no-fee schools and about 1 million learners receiving uniform from government, receiving food from schools because of their socioeconomic conditions, that perhaps while it is very important, it's not necessarily urgent. What would you say?
It is. Actually, the first time I sat in a classroom when the teacher was teaching these learners, the first thing that came to my life, why did it take so long for it? Why did it take so long? It's very urgent. It must not be where you are born that determines your destiny in life. It must be the quality of education that you access. These children now, I can assure you, will never rely on social grants. They will rely on the intellectual capability to survive. These children will never drop out of school in the rate that they're dropping out now. I've seen them. They're stuck in the classroom until the end of the day. They don't want to leave. Previously, when it's 2 o'clock, they all leave. Doing what? We don't know. Now they're stuck. They're downloading lesson. They're researching. They're doing all those things. If you say it's not ready for them, it will be ready for who? And if people say, go back to our textbooks, this thing gets... It is as if a textbook does not get stolen. It is as if a textbook does not get lost. It does. But check the cost. These learners, it cost me 230 rand to print, deliver, and package a textbook. It now costs me 70 rand to have an e-book. Never in my life I'll be accused of not delivering textbook. I'll be accused of delaying to download. Perhaps.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so very much for that information. Gauteng Education MEC, Mr. Panyaza Lesufi. The big switch on happening today. We'll bring you the very latest in just a moment. Stay with us.